So today I was just at Costco. Actually, I'm in the parking lot from Costco, but I just finished shopping. All I really got was toilet paper, you know, those big, large, gigantic, should last a family half a year. But anyways, so I grabbed it and I was holding it around, carrying it around. And what I usually do when I go to Costco is I never use a shopping cart. And so now, mind you, I don't shop for the entire family. It's usually just me. So what I get is I can pretty much carry everything that I need in one of those empty boxes just for myself. Like I might get some eggs, frozen veggies, frozen fruits, maybe like packaged frozen chicken, maybe some lettuce, things like that. So anything I can hold with my two hands is usually what I get, right? It's still inconvenient, but I never bring a cart. And the reason for that is because, one, I want to make my trip more efficient. If I make it so that the criteria for what I get has to fit in my arms, then I'm not going to splurge and buy all these things that I have to stack up. Plus, I can't even finish everything anyways. But two, another reason why I carry my groceries in Costco is because I want to make it inconvenient for myself. And so recently I read this book called Make Time, and it's a book about productivity and how to make the most out of your life and out of your day at work and at home and in your life. And one of the sections was on how to have more energy and have more energy. And the principles are working out, of course, and eating right. But in one of the principles, it talks about how you should inconvenience yourself, like taking the stairs or parking further just to make yourself walk more, or just little things like that. And for me, this is one thing that I've done for a long time now, for several years, is when I go to Costco, I don't bring a cart, because not only does it help me go through the swarms of people at Costco with their huge carts, so I'm a little bit more agile and nimble, I can slip through between the carts, but also just because it's inconvenient and it forces me to get like a little mini workout in. Not a real workout, but just it's something that'll keep my body and my core activated and engaged in my arms as well. So it's like after a while it does get like kind of strenuous, like I might break a sweat a little bit, but it's a good thing. And the reason why I do that is because it reframes to me these little things like, well, one, I should be grateful that I have arms and legs in the first place, so I get to use them and I get to practice holding things and carrying things, and we were meant to carry things anyways. But on top of that, it's an inconvenience, but you reframe it as more of energizing, because as we all know, it takes energy to create energy. And so the more you're doing things with your body and staying active and engaged and carrying things and moving around, the more it'll create energy, because you're not sitting down all the time. And so it just basically keeps your body engaged, and it creates more energy because you're constantly doing stuff. You're reframing it as this is normal. Same thing, I've worked in an office job for 5-6 years now, and one of the things I like to do is stand up and every hour I'll take a 5-minute break and walk around. And sometimes I'll even make it inconvenient for myself that one time I'll stand up and have to go to get more water or get some tea, another time I'll go to use the restroom or something. But my coworker, she told me that she tries to batch everything. Like, okay, if I need to go to the printer, if I need to get more water, if I need to use the restroom, she'll make sure she has all those things and she'll do it all in one trip. And I told her, I was like, that's interesting, because for me, I do the opposite. I actually make sure that I make it really inconvenient for me, so that I have to make more walking trips, so that I'm constantly on my feet more instead of sitting 8 hours a day. It breaks up my routine, so I'm not constantly sitting. I have to go back and forth, and I like being able to walk, and it forces me to get on my feet. And walking is, like, based on this book, it's like a wonder drug. It does a lot for you health wise. And so I think for me, rephrasing these little inconveniences as walking more, or having to go to a different building, or carrying your groceries instead of using a cart. Again, it's a reframing your mind that these aren't necessarily inconveniences. They're actually energizing activities that strengthen your body, because you can't strengthen or grow without that friction, without the challenge. And it kind of just sets it up so that you're not just dreading doing these things, you actually enjoy it. You're like, hey, we get to get a good workout in. So that's the thought of the day, is that these little inconveniences you might see as an inconvenience actually could be energizing. You just need to reframe it, and then it turns it something that you dread into something that you can enjoy, and something that you can be grateful for, that you are able to carry those groceries. So That's the thought of the day.